to keep this somewhat short, and while brevity is usually my strong point, when you have over a decade of friendship to cover, it's a little difficult. That said, I am generally in favor of short speeches because they inevitably lead to plenty of toasts. So where it comes to Dan and Karen, it is pretty much impossible to think of one without the other, isn't it? Simply because, for me, it's always been that way. I have known Dan and Karen since the first year of their relationship, nearly 12 years back. We met in that infamous nightclub, in that infamous spot by the DJ booth, on a dance floor that we came to call our home for the next number of years. In the span of our friendship, there have been so very many opportunities for incredible stories that I'm sure that you all would love to hear. I could tell you funny stories about mouse cheese bathrooms, unicorn car washes, and mythical buffalo gators in Florida. I could tell you heartwarming stories about learning the meaning of true friendship. I could tell you embarrassing stories, like the time that Karen insisted to me at 6 in the morning that the best way to get back to her apartment, which, by the way, was north of our location, was best achieved by getting in the car and driving south. And I had to inform her that we were not, in fact, heading to Mexico with the $17 we had in our pockets. Well, at least not until many years later, when we actually did travel to Cozumel on a cruise ship that made national headlines when it crashed into another ship while docked at our port of call. What a memorable vacation that was. Now look, this really isn't intended to be a roast, but I will say this. We've all had a lot of fun together, and both Dan and Karen have always been there for me when things got rough. They have supported me through many of my own learning experiences and definitely through some of my mistakes. We've all come to know one another so well that we have an understanding that goes beyond words. We don't judge, and we don't have to explain. We've become family to each other over the last 12 years. So, naturally, in the due course of this time, there have been huge changes to all of our lives, but especially for Dan and Karen as they evolved as a couple. One of the most important things we've learned is that February is the roughest month of the year, but if you make it through, it always turns out okay, and you will always land on your feet. We've learned that people change, jobs change, and even your location may change, as it has for me many times. But the friendship, when as strong as ours, remains for a lifetime. It's a friendship that I cherish and am deeply grateful for. Today, Dan and Karen, I am ecstatic for the both of you. You met as friends, and it evolved into a love that so many people rarely find today. Love, after all, doesn't make the world go round. Love is what makes the ride worthwhile. And it's a wonderful thing when two people who were made for each other manage to find each other and fall in love. Dan and Karen, I want to say thank you. You make things entertaining and exciting for the rest of us. Every one of us in this room is proud to be your friend. And we would do anything for you. I hope that your road goes on forever and that your party never ends.